This video is shared with you. This is a rose crochet method. There are many colors of roses. You can choose the color you like. To hook the flower part, start with 53 braid pins. Next, hook a short pin on each braid pin. Start by picking a strand on the penultimate stitch. Hook a short pin. Next, hook a short pin on each braid pin. Short needle hook finished. Next, set up 5 braid pins. Crochet winding reverse knitting. On the standing edge of the needle, this needle eye hooks a long needle. Wrap the wire and hook it. Hook the wire over the first 2 coils. Hook the wire through the back 2 coils. Crochet over the empty 2 stitches on the 3rd position. 123 is in the 3rd position. Hook needle. Set up to braid pins. Wind the wire in the same position. Hook the long needle again. Empty 2 stitches in the winding. 12 3rd stitch. Hook a long needle on the 3rd position. 1 or 2 braid needles wound in the same position. Hook out the long needle again. Follow the hook like this. Let's finish this line. Count it at the end of the line. There are 18 of them. Then hook down. Set up 3 braid pins. Winding and turning knitting. Draw a long needle through the first hole. 2 braid needles wound in the same hole. Then hook out to long pins. Repeat ticking down. There are 18 of them. Wind the wire next. This doesn't count. Here, hook out to long pins again. Set up to braid pins. Wind the wire in the same position. Hook out to long needles. Wind the thread in the next hole inside the hook long needle. 2 braid pins in the same position. Then hook out to long pins. Let's do the same thing with the rest. End of line. You can count them. If you don't know how to count, you can count this sharp point. There are 18 points in total. Then tick down. Crochet stand 3 braids, coil and reverse the weaving in the same position. 8 long needles are drawn on the face. After 8 long stitches, the gap between the 2 long needles in the previous row, pull the needle. Wire winding. Continue to draw 8 long pins in the next hole. Same in the next position. Hook out the drawing pin. Follow the same method to draw 17 petals. Mark out 13 long pins on the 18th. After checking, in the first row here, seduce the needle. Tighten the winding. The other braid needle acts as the lock pin to glue the thread. That's how we hook up the petals. Next, hook blade. First, take 10 braid pins. Hook a short pin on the second to last braid. The next braid needle hooks the medium-long needle. Hook method of medium and long wire needle through 3 coils at once. The next braid needle hooks the long needle. Hook the next braid needle with a long needle and a stitch. The hook method of a long needle. Wind the crochet twice. Bring it here by winding the wire. Wrap the wire through the first 2 coils. Wrap the wire through the first 2 coils. Wrap the wire through the back 2 coils. In the same position, then draw out a long needle. Make a long hook on the next braid pin. Add a long needle to the next braid needle. Next braid needle on hook long needle. Hook the middle long needle. Hook 3 short stitches on the last braid pin. Hook time. We can put this thread on top of the crochet hook. Wire winding. Hook the middle long needle. Next, hook long needle. Next, hook the long needle and add the needle. Next, hook long needle. Next, hook the long needle and add the needle. Next, hook long needle. Next, hook the long needle. The last, hook short pin. Pull the needle on the first stitch. Tighten the winding. In a braid, stand up. We need to add wire to this circle. Hook a short stitch on the first stitch. Place the wire on top of the crochet hook. Set up to braid pins. Hook the short stitch on the next stitch. 2 braid pins. Next, stitch up a short stitch. Do this in turn to finish the loop. The last short stitch is over. Run the wire around the back of the wire. Pull the needle in the first position. Tensioning. The crochet goes around the back of the wire. Set up a braid pin. Disconnection. Wrap the wire around with a piece of wire. The blades are hooked. Next, hook the brackets. Start by making a loop around your finger. Crochet through the coil, bring some wire and wind it. Hook this coil. Uncoil. Tensioning. Start with 3 braid pins. The winding creates 19 long needles inside the circle. After the end, tightening coil. Pull the needle on the first braid pin. Tighten the third braid pin. First, hook a long needle to reduce the needle. Crochet winding. On the first stitch, hook out an unfinished long needle. Wind the thread on the second stitch. Continue to hook an unfinished long needle. Wind the wire through 3 coils at once. So the long needle minus the needle hook. Wind the thread to draw a long needle over the next stitch. Then set up 3 braid pins. Winding and turning knitting. Hook the long needle again to reduce the needle. First, hook an unfinished long needle. Then hook an unfinished long needle through 3 coils at once. Set up 3 more braid pins. Winding and turning knitting. Hook a long needle. Set up to braid pins. Breakable wire. Then tick down. 3 braid pins stand on the next stitch. Wrap the thread first to draw a long needle reducer. Hook another long needle. The third braid needle is wound and flipped. Hook the long needle and reduce the needle. The third braid pin. Wind the wire and flip the straight line. Hook a long needle. Stand to braid pins and break the thread. Follow the same method to finish the remaining 3. Put on stitches. Tie the thread on the reverse side according to the pattern of the woven piece. The flat, smooth side is the front. Next, assembly. First, fold the dried flowers in half about 2 centimeters. Then thread the flower dry into 13 long stitches at this position. Roses are rolled into ways. Front roll. The petals presented are all compact together. The other reverse rolled petals are in full bloom. You can choose what you like to roll. The rest is the same. You can do it along with the video. Is there anything you don't understand in the comments section? That's the end of this video. Thank you for watching. This is Learn New 7 Crafts. If you like my video, be sure to like and follow. I'll see you next time.